Hey guys, John here. It's kind of weird and creepy in here and everything echoes and it's strange without all you guys, but this is how it is for now. So I'm in here. You guys know my lady Alicia. She's gonna help. We're just gonna go through a flow, something that you could kind of just get warmed up with, wake you up in the morning, and then we're also gonna do a little bit of more of a cooler sequence, something to just open up your body, make you a little bit more comfortable. You can just chuck it in between some Netflix or something, and I think it should fit into your day really well. If you're just running these together, I left you in child's pose. That's where we're gonna start. If you're just joining us for this one, please. For the child's pose, we're gonna bring our big toes together. We'll take the knees a little bit wider, and we'll just lay our torso down in between the thighs. Reach the fingertips out long and in front. If it's comfortable, just let your forehead rest on the mat. Just sink your hips back down onto your heels, just relax into that position. Again, remembering when we practice yoga, we want to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. When we are holding these like long kind of static postures, it's even more important. Anytime that you're breathing really hard, your body is going to tense up. You start to release like stress hormones throughout your body, which if you're about to do like something explosive and powerful and big, that's really good for your body to start to make it into that kind of nervous system. But for what you're doing right now, you almost need to trick your body into being relaxed. So just breathe nice and steady in through your nose, out through your nose. From here, let's walk your fingertips over to the right-hand side of your mat. And then from here, as we sink, we just want to get your left fingertips to reach just a little further than your right fingertips. So it's almost like someone's pulling you across in this direction. And then we start to sink your weight back into your left rib cage, into your left hip. Hold there for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and then walking across. Take the hands over the left-hand side, right fingertips reach just in front of the left. And then we're dropping all of our weight into our right lat, filling it in our right rib cage. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming back into the center. And let's come up onto all fours. From here on all fours, we're gonna step our left foot up outside our left hand. Now from here, we're coming into the lizard pose. So left to right, you should have left foot, left hand, right hand. Your left knee is just beside of your left shoulder. And then we'll sink our hips forward. Now as we sink our hips forward, have a look at your left shin. As I moved in, my knee came just in front of my ankle. So I'm gonna creep my left toes forward so that my shin is running vertical. You might need to go backwards or forwards to get that alignment as your hips come to their natural resting position. We're placing our left big toe down into the mat. And then from here, we just start to walk our hands out in front. So just right in front of you might be plenty. You might be able to walk a little further and start to really sink into that. As we move through these, I'm gonna take you through just like 10 breaths in each posture. If I'm at home on my own, like these kind of postures, like for me or Alicia at night, we might sit in these for like a few minutes each, anywhere from like 3 to 10 minutes. So feel free to just like hit pause, hold the posture a little bit longer if you like, and then like play and like join back in. Or if you're just moving with me, from here now, we're gonna come onto the outside edge of our left foot. So your big toe will come off the mat as your knee falls away, and then we'll come even deeper, walking out. You might find that your elbows end up coming down onto the floor. That's cool. You might come up using the forearms onto a block is a good place as well. But as we go, we just want to make sure that your elbows are in front of the line of your heel. So often people get a little bit excited about getting to the ground and they just dump down into this position here with the rounded spine. Nothing's really going on. That's why we walk the hands forward first. You might find that your elbows end up down, or if you're more practiced than me, you might find your chest ends up all the way down there. Wherever you end up is cool. Take 5 more breaths. Naturally in this position, you're gonna fall over to your right. So just try to keep bringing it back over into the center. Hold for 3. Holding for 2. Holding for 1, walk the hands back in. And then from here, let's bring that left foot into the center. Now from here, we're going to come into a half pyramid. So if you have a block or a drink bottle, small child, pet, whatever you have at home, grab that in your right hand. And then we want to have your right knee and right hip in line. So your right thigh is vertical. Then with your left foot in the center of your space, just come onto your left heel. Now from here, block is in the right hand onto your left shin. And then from here, we're going to pull our belly button towards our left thigh. So we don't want to be opening and coming into the center here. We're taking everything over. If you want like a really kind of intense sensation, switch. Take your block or drink bottle to your left hand and take your right hand across and start to really rotate the body around towards that left leg. Bring everything down. As we move in these positions, try to lead from your hips first. Anytime we're forward folding, there's a lot of, some people will cue always with that real dead straight back. Some people are okay to fold forward. It really depends on your spine and what feels good for your body, but I would encourage you to move from your hips first. So once you've got all the movement out of your hips, then if your body's okay with it and you want to come and drop everything down and put your forehead, wherever, that's fine too. Hold for 3. Holding for 2, holding for 1, and shift forward. Let's bend through that left knee. And then now from here, we're going to move to the pigeon pose. So heel toe your left foot all the way over to the right hand side of your mat. We'll drop the left knee down to the left hand side of the mat. And then now from here, we come into the pigeon pose. So in this position, there's a few things going on. So I'm going to come. If you're facing the screen with me, you'll have your left leg forward. So from here, that left knee should be outside of the line of your torso. Your torso is square, straight down the middle. Coming down, forearms is often comfortable. You've got your left heel just in front of your right hip there. And we just want to avoid, a lot of time, we'll bring that knee underneath the body and then we'll fall over to our left and we kind of turn it into this like deer pose. Deer pose is cool. I often program this, sequence this in my gentle yoga classes because it is a lot easier on the knees, but it's also not as deep of a stretch for you through your glutes and deep into the piriformis and everything that's going on in there. So if your knees allow it, then we want to bring it nice and deep. And try to imagine that your stomach was going to touch that space between your ankle and your calf. So instead of coming in with the rounded back and everything coming into this position, see if you can sink that belly button down towards the floor. And then bring everything down. Relax into that position now. A good indicator that you're not falling over to your left is that your right knee will be pointed straight down into the floor. So on your right hand side, you've got right shoulder, right hip, right knee, ankle, toes, everything in a straight line, pointed straight down. And then bring it in. Hold for 3, holding for 2, holding for 1, and walking it back up, coming back onto all fours, and then we'll take it all to the right hand side. So from here, we'll step our right foot up outside our right hand. From here, we sink our hips forward to their natural resting place. Then from here, have a look at your shin, adjust to get that ankle directly in line. And then to start with, we'll keep the right big toe pressing into the mat as you walk your hands forward. You might be able to walk a long way, it might be just a little way. 10 breaths there. Hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. And then open up, coming onto the outside edge of the right foot. So your big toes floating in space. You might find a little bit more depth now. Maybe your elbows will touch down. If they don't, doesn't matter. 10 breaths. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming up out of your lizard. From here, we're going to move into that half pyramid again. So our left thigh is vertical. Bring that right foot into the center. So you really want to have both feet quite narrow when we're moving through hip flexors or through the hamstring in this kind of split style position. We bring everything in pretty tight and then come onto the right heel. From here, make sure that your middle toe on your right foot is pointed straight up towards the ceiling. What I mean by that is that naturally your foot will turn out and you'll rotate and you'll kind of fall out of position. Bring it all back in tight. Now from here, again, block, hand. You might be able to bring it down. That's cool. You might be able to switch and rotate out, bringing everything a little stronger. Again, make sure that you come from your hips first, pulling your belly button to thigh. And then if you're into flat back, flat back. If you're into fold down, then fold down. Whatever you want to do is cool. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1, bend through that front knee, heel toe your right foot over to the left. So we want to have your right heel just past being in line with your left knee. Bring the right knee down to the floor. And then we're coming into that pigeon pose. So the goal in the pigeon is to eventually bring the groin down flat to the floor. So it's not getting the glute to the floor. When you think glute to the floor, that's where this kind of business often goes on. So try to bring it all in the center and then creep your left toes straight back and keep lowering down, lowering down, lowering down. Again, bring the belly to that space between your calf and your ankle. And bring it all the way flat. Relax, take 10 breaths. In the pigeon pose, the closer that you bring your right heel to your left hip, it's going to be a little more gentle. If you've got quite a lot of range, you might even start to bring that right shin close towards parallel with the front of your space. Like, I can't do that. You might be able to do that. For me, when I do this, it feels like I'm about to snap any 3 of these joints here. But if that's for you, just make sure that you're flexing right toes towards right shin as you come into that kind of that hurts, but if you like it, go for it. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. Holding for 1. Now from here, just keep your forearms on the mat. We're gonna move back to a Sphinx. Bring the hips down. The Sphinx pose. We've got our elbows underneath our shoulders, palms face down. From here, if you want a real tight back bend, bring your ankles, knees, everything together. Tight and then lift. But if your back is real tight and you need more space, take it a little wider. From there you can drop in, you'll find that you can lift up a little easier. So it really just depends on what you need. Try to avoid hunching your shoulders, but lifting up nice and tall. 5 more breaths. Hold for 3, hold for 2, holding for 1. Relax, bring it down. Bring your palms in underneath the corners of your shoulders. And then from here, we'll press back to where we started, child's pose. I'll leave you there. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Stay well. We'll see you soon.